gumawa ng imahen para sambahin o luhuran. Alam mo kung bakit bawal ng Diyos yung paggawa ng imahen? Isang talata ng Isayas, meron akong babasahin ganito, 42:8.
The non-Catholic always teaching for the things they don't know or often just intentionally misinterpreting what they are reading. Here E.L. Soriano already said, they made an images to be worshipped and knelt for, so it's very understood that it is an images to be worshipped, which means idols, as not an images as a representation, so it's so understood that images and idols are different from each other. And it's so understood that the kind of kneeling that was cited by E.L. Soriano is about kneeling by worshipping, not kneeling by reverence. As if you read the Bible, there are servants of God that kneeled for reverence to others, some even knelt in front of the gate of the righteous. The fact, there is no doctrine in RCC to kneel to images, for when the Catholics knelt in front of the representation, it is because the saints were made by God and Jesus as mediators, so in praying to God, the Catholics sometimes involve them, as in reverence for them that the people were led to God and Jesus because of them, and as sometimes is to involve them in commemorating them, and is to impart messages for them through God and or Jesus and angels, and is not to impart messages, but to show our love to them, whether they can see it or not. God knows the heart and mind. It's not an issue that if they are not in heaven yet or that they couldn't know it. Love is not only being done when only being seen, and as in the given time, they will know it as through God and or Jesus or by the angels. Indeed, E.L. Soriano said, but those images that Solomon had made are for decoration, so as he knows that images are not prohibited, but was prohibited are the images to be worshipped, in other words idols. Generally, images were being made for the representation of such creations of God, and if it was made in the name of God, so why can it be done to us as a representation for commemoration? Because of the fact that they single writings that God and Jesus prohibits to make an images or representation, like as it is the will of God and Jesus to commemorate the saints, this was written in the Bible, you people just can't understand what the true messages of the writings, which means as Jesus said, you don't have the knowledge of the secret of the kingdom of God. If God directed Moses to make an images of angels, for God wanted to be understood by his peoples that he uses his messengers and or servants, souls in a way that they also be commemorated. So if God willed it to angels, why not to the saints who are superior than angels in position, as though not generally in power? Yes, for sometimes, saints are powerful than angels or than such angels. There is no writing in the Bible that God and Jesus prohibits the relics or to make images or representation. Yes, those peoples who preach just can't understand what they are reading. But these stupid people who accuses the RCC, they also have been images and relics, that some or almost all of them kneeling in front of it, for no acceptable reasons to God and Jesus or to the servants of God, as Jesus said to their servants, whatever you bind on earth will also be bound in heaven, which means whatever was imposed or decided by the servants of God and Jesus in his existing church with existing leaders will also be bound in heaven. The one who makes this caption is so daring, how could he says, the bread which came from bakery cannot glorify God, if it was Jesus himself who directed it, as what Jesus had used to represent or make as a symbol of his body is a bread from bakery or a man-made bread as from God creation. So as he means Jesus is liar. These peoples are so stupid, they are not aware for what they were going to preach, as it is against God, as they could lead spirits to hell.